simple workout. I do this, and it is targeted as a external rotation on the rotator cuff, which actually activates the subscapularis. Okay, guys, so that is a connective tissue that holds your rotator cuff in place, so there's no no injuries. And by activating that in the warm-up, you're solidifying your activity in your shoulder, so you can go ahead and push all you can. Banded pull-aparts. These are good for activating that rear posterior delt, and I do this just so I could activate the posterior delt and really get some blood back there. Posterior delts on stage are very important. You want to have nice dense ones, only because it brings together your whole back and it makes you look wide. Notice here I did turn around for you guys so you could see my scapula working. It's more of a outward motion to the back. It's not really a scapula movement, but by squeezing your scapula, you'll definitely be squeezing the posterior delt. And here I am doing overhead, I'd say, I forget what these are called, but as you can see, the movement is to warm up the whole shoulder. So the anterior delts, lateral delts, and the posterior delts are all moving here, and the rotator cuff as well. So here, guys, I get right into my movements. I always warm up with these outward lat raises on the machine, and I do love the range of motion I'm doing here. If you really do pay attention to it, I cut my range of motion off at the top, and then now I'm cutting it off at the bottom, going toward parallel to my body. And I do this just to warm up every piece of the delt. Delt standing toward, deltoid, okay? That's in the shoulder. So now I hit full range of motion, and by this point it's already, filling up with that lactic acid, and I'm getting a good burn out of it, good pump. So here I start with my pressing movements. I always start with my hands neutral grip on a machine, only because it's a lot less pressure on that humeral head of the shoulder, and that actually is a good warm-up, only because you got to warm up that rotator cuff, and you don't want to tear a labrum, you don't want to tear a rotator cuff, so it's very important to really warm it up good. I do a few sets here just to warm it up, lightweight. I probably had about 30 pounds on the stack there. Again, my range of motion, my rep range, guys, check it out. Like, I do some stiff, slow movements on the negatives. And here, guys, I go straight into the dumbbell presses. Since I am in a bulking phase, I am trying to go as heavy as I can on dumbbells, and I do get pretty heavy on this workout. I'm still trying to hit, 5-6 reps, maybe even try and get 8 with something heavy. You want to pick a weight that you could easily get 8 reps to 6 reps with, and it's still got to be challenging for you guys, so don't be afraid to go up in weight. But again, make sure all your reps are the same. I am watching myself in the mirror here, and everything is safe. The way I take it down, the way I put it up, everything is safe. A lot can go wrong with a shoulder press, so make sure you guys are nice and solid. So here, this is my second set. I go straight to 50. Sorry, I went straight to 65. That's my fault. I think I skipped that warm-up set I did, but I hit 25, then I hit 50s, and then I go to 65. So this is my third set working. And this is going to be my top set. I think I hit 70s here. And this is tough, guys. This was really tough for me. You want to make sure your butt is on the seat at all times, and if you're pushing back with your heels into the chair, that's okay. You just don't want to lift that butt off the seat to get that leg drive in there. It's not a controlled rep then. You always want to have a spotter as well, guys. It's very important. A lot could go wrong here. This is heavy for me. There was only 6 reps, so again, that's very heavy, and for me, I want to make sure I'm as safe as possible, because I do want to pick up my grandkids one day. And here I dropped to 65s, still trying to stay heavy and still get some quality reps here. so it still counts as a working set. And guys, this is a drop set as well. So I go 60 and then I go 30, so it's about half the weight. And I always try and get double the reps. So half the weight, and double the reps on a drop set. That's my key right there. And those were forced reps because I was super tired at that point. And I threw 50s up here, or I think they're 60s. And guys, if you pay attention, all my reps are pretty much very the same, and that is the key to growth. You know, consistency is key. So you really don't want to, you know, have all your stabilizers everywhere. And if you have a hard time stabilizing the dumbbells, you could do stuff like this, where I stand up, and you know, I'm just going straight presses. You know, it's a neutral grip, so it's good on the humeral head. And you know, by standing up, you can throw a little bit of a hop in there, just to get that quality of that negative on the rep. And when you're at failure on the muscle, these are key to pushing yourself to that past failure. And it's a good way to really fatigue the muscle when you've already failed.
Another one.
There I was explaining how tired I was to the camera.
Good job. Oh yeah.
These are some buddies of mine.
Oh yeah.
They were hitting legs.
Upis losses. Yeah, upis losses.
So here, guys, I do a variation of a rear delt fly, and what I'm really trying to achieve here is the squeeze, and I'm trying to go as slow as I can on the way down. This is a warm-up set, obviously, so I'm going just full range of motion. I'm really just trying to activate the muscle. So my chest is actually on the top of the pad, and my knees are kind of at the lower part of the bench. That's a good shot there, you can see. So in this movement, a lot of people don't do it, but I mean, I like the variation of, you know, standing up and doing it. I feel like I get a nice squeeze from it. But here you do see that I sit on the seat as well for at least 2 sets. Don't be afraid to play around with that, guys. Whatever you feel the best, you know, whatever works the best for you, that's what you should be doing. You know, nobody else is going to know your body better than yourself. So, you know, if you see somebody doing something and you want to try it. I mean, as long as it's safe and the guy's doing it right, then I mean, try it. But, you know, that's why I'm here. I'm here to really give you guys good information so you could do quality reps on your own and, you know, just grow. Smash your goals. So here I was actually squeezing my scapula, and that's actually not what we're trying to do here. So we're trying to just go straight posterior delt. So she came over, and you know, the point of having a spotter there is to actually, you know, hold you accountable for quality reps there. And I was squeezing my scapula, so you could see my form change completely when I'm holding these pause reps. And you could see my posterior delt get nice and pumped here, which is nice. So here, guys, I'm doing a front raise variation with the cable. I love pulling it through my legs like that, only because it's constant tension on the muscle itself. And there's a side view for you guys. So I'm holding the outermost part of the handle, and I'm really just trying to get that good squeeze at the top. And my reps do vary, so I do hold it sometimes, you know, change up my rep ranges. There it is. Good negatives, past failure. That's some funny stuff right there. And I'm so not lean anymore. I used to be a little bit lean because I did prep for a month, but I'm not that lean anymore, guys. But I'm still showing you the movements. So this is another anterior delt variation with the rope between the legs. So my hands are at neutral right now, and I'm just pulling through the legs and all the way up. And guys, this is a good finisher for my, I'd say front and lateral delts. I do feel it everywhere on my shoulders. So the first set I'm doing here is I'm actually swinging the weight because it is pretty heavy. So I sit all the way at the end of the bench, and I keep the handles pronated, and I'm swinging them up, control it on the way down. Make sure I am going pretty fast there, but make sure it is quality reps and everything is the same. Swinging it just allows you to get nice and heavy weight up. And then this one is it's a superset, so I'm supersetting lateral raises with this as a controlled movement after the swing. This is pretty intense, guys. And here I'm doing a shoulder finisher as well. So I'm doing that, easy on humeral head. Presses here off the cable. I do about 3 or 4 sets here as a finisher on late weights. Just trying to get that muscle to grow, man. You gotta abuse it. Safely, but you gotta abuse it. Here, guys, I do finish with some traps. I love barbell shrugging. That's like one of my fortes in my workouts for shoulders. I try and do it every day. Every time I hit shoulders, I try and shrug as heavy as I can. And I do go 135, 225, besides the 50-pound. We're going to act like the bar is 45 pounds because I don't want to think about the 55-pound bar. But this is 225. And I do try and always get past 10. It's 315. It's pretty heavy for me, so I do bend my knees a little bit. And every time I lose control, guys, I always set it back down on the rack. Just so there's no injury. If you control it and you reset, there's nothing bad about that, guys. If you know it's not quality and you have to reset, you reset. So I did about 4 working and then 1 burnout. And guys, I'm a wrestler, so I always think bodyweight movements are the best. So I do about 3 sets of 10 handstand push-ups, on the wall. I mean, I don't really need the wall. If you see my knee, my feet, touching the wall here and there, just for balance. But yeah, guys, that was my shoulder day, and I hope you guys liked it. If you have any questions, you want to see more, I'm gonna try and feed you guys, a different workout every Wednesday. So, yeah, guys, Serenity Perspective. Appreciate it, guys. Like, share, subscribe, share to your friends, whatever. I appreciate you guys 110%. Deuce.